Andor season finale came out, and did my mind change? Did I like it anymore? No, not really. I still have issues with the show. And before any of you say, oh, your little retard baby brain can't handle the nuance of the mature writing. No, 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 no. Let me tell you something. Come here. Let me tell you something. You know what my toxic brain did tell me I like? I like Milf Mothma, fine-ass Binks, Cassian being ruthless, Lutheran with his manipulation and secrecy, the Empire mowing people down, and Daedra being a sociopath. Those are the aspects that I do like, even though I'm half joking. Half. I do mean it a bit. But those are something that, when it comes to realism, they should keep. I like more of a dark, gritty, grounded environment and just storytelling. However, there's a fine line. The biggest thing, the missing piece for me, is the disconnect I have with the series. There's a fine line of realism and fantasy. Andor treads this path more than any other show we've had, and this is something that kind of disrupts my own immersion or belief in the series when it's related to Star Wars, because it feels far more connected with our own world. And that's just something I don't necessarily prefer. Isolated from Star Wars by alone, it's a great writing, good acting. It's a good show. It looks good production-wise. But when it comes to like the sets, some of the dialogue, it just doesn't register in my mind. To me, Star Wars is definitely a more of a fantasy it's a fantasy sci-fi. You know, it is opera. There's something. Even you don't have to have lightsabers to force. That's not what establishes Star Wars. But there's a feeling that it almost can translate into like a fairy tale or a fantastical book, something of that nature. And George Lucas that had instilled in the foundations of what makes it so great. And for me, Andor doesn't capture that. And this falls on Disney, and why I've had problems with them, and I've had lack of faith, and I've fallen out of love with their Star Wars. You know, I don't want to be like a George Lucas fanboy or be, you know, kind of rose-colored glasses, but I did enjoy the prequels. I did love George Lucas Star Wars, and that's something that's very close to my heart. Now, when it comes to Disney, I will give them this. That does not apply to the animation. In fact, I think their animation is great. Tales of the Jedi was phenomenal with some of the best work. And I personally prefer them to forego any live action and focus on those series. Because those series are able to provide that fantasy where you can immerse yourself into another universe. One, you have a lot more room for creativity. You can expand on much more. It's also resource friendly. And you already have an audience where people appreciate it. Dave Filoni, even though he's not perfect, he does share the same sentiment that Lucas had. And I think they need to continue with that energy, maintain that vibe, because Star Wars has to have that balance, right? I do want a gritty, more underground, political, scheming world. I just want it to fit within the universe that is Star Wars, and I want it to be compatible. And right now, it feels out of place, and it's a disconnect for me. But let me know what you think. I know people love this show. I think that honestly there's a lot of like fake positivity around it as well. But I know people generally do love it. And I understand why. But it's not for me. And I will say, I do think season 2 will be much better. I think there'll be hopefully more political intrigue. It'll probably be more like Rogue One. So, but as for season 1, I don't think I'll be going back to it. But let me know your thoughts. You agree, you disagree? I imagine a lot of you disagree. But let me know why. And yeah. Anyways, thank you for watching. And I will see you guys next time. Take care.